Okay, let's get right into it. I want you to think about something. Have you ever felt like you're just playing a part? Like you're going through the motions even when you're all by yourself? Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful way of looking at this very modern feeling of, well, of emptiness. And more importantly, we're going to look at the path back to who you really are. So let's start with a question that, honestly, gets right to the heart of it all. So many of us feel like we're just ticking boxes, meeting expectations, playing the role we're supposed to play. We're functioning, yeah, for sure, but are you truly living? The source material we're looking at suggests that the problem isn't that we're broken, it's that we've just lost the map back to ourselves. And there's a powerful name for this condition, kanowashi, which means no face. Now, if you've ever seen the movie Spirited Away, you know exactly who this is. It's that character who just consumes everything around it, reflecting whatever people want, but with no true identity of its own. See, this isn't about being emotionless. It's much deeper. It's about the soul itself going dormant, becoming kind of a hollow shell. And here's the critical part. This doesn't happen all at once. It's a slow motion thing, a death by 1,000 little compromises. Every single time we ignore that gut feeling, or we swallow our own needs to make someone else happy, or choose the sensible path over the one our heart is screaming for, we let our inner compass get a little more rusty. We just pile up all this unresolved static from the past, and pretty soon the signal from our true self gets weaker and weaker. So what's actually driving this? What is making all that noise that's drowning out our soul's voice? Well, our source gives it a name, the great ape. And right here, this is one of the biggest misunderstandings of being human. Most of us, and I mean almost all of us, think that constant stream of thoughts, the worries, the plans, the judgments, the inner critic, we think that's us. That's our true self. But it's not. The source makes a distinction here that changes everything. That chatter, it isn't you, it's just an echo, a series of programmed reactions based on everything that's ever happened to you. This inner chatter is what's called the Ozaru, or great ape. Think of it like a wild, rampaging animal in your mind that just runs on a loop of old memories and knee-jerk responses. And if you don't check it, if you just let it run wild, it completely takes over. It becomes this loud, demanding voice that we mistakenly think is our own. And this is why we feel so tired all the time. It's not your job, it's not your busy schedule that's truly exhausting you. It's this constant internal energy leak caused by the great ape. It's like we're living as slaves to its whims, constantly chasing the next temporary fix, the next thing to buy, the next social media like, the next bit of approval that never, ever actually fills us up. So this basically shows the fundamental choice that we all face, really in every single moment. We can either keep feeding the ego, making that mask stronger, building up a self made of old fears and habits, or we can intentionally shift our energy to growing our core consciousness, the part of us that's actually here, in the present, alive and authentic. So, if the problem is all this internal mess, all this noise from the great ape, what's the solution? Well, according to this framework, it's not about adding more stuff, it's about doing a deep, intentional internal cleaning. This is really the core idea of the whole recovery process. It's not about becoming someone new or building a better personality. It's about purification. It's about removing all the layers of conditioning, all the fear, all the reactive habits that aren't actually you. This is called the joyful work, and you can think of it like a massive spiritual house cleaning. So first, you have to be willing to face all the mud that's piled up, all the past hurts, the fears, the things you've buried. And yeah, it takes a ton of energy to start clearing that stuff out, and you will feel tired. But it's a good tired. It's a deeply satisfying exhaustion, because with every bit of that mud you clear away, your true self gets lighter and it finally starts to shine through. And what's amazing is that this purification process completely changes how we see everything, even love. In this way of thinking, love isn't some fleeting emotion that you feel for someone else. It's the actual state of being you experience when your own consciousness becomes clear and transparent. It's the deep inner peace that is the result of all that cleaning. Okay, so how do we actually do this work? We need a tool, right? A light to see the mud in the first place. This fundamental human power is called sati, or awareness. Sati is described with this beautiful metaphor. It's like a diamond. It can be buried deep down in all the mud of our ego and our past, but no matter how much mud is caked on it, the diamond itself is never dirty. It's never tarnished or damaged. It's always there, and it's always inherently pure. Now, really pay attention to this shift in perspective because this is so liberating. The problem isn't that your awareness is flawed or dirty. That diamond inside you is and always has been perfect. The problem is that after years of distraction and just not paying attention, we've kind of fallen asleep and we've lost our awakened grip on it. So the work isn't to fix something that's broken. It's simply to wake up and reclaim the tool that was always yours to begin with. And reclaiming that grip on our inner diamond, on our awareness, is what allows us to find our way back to our natural state, what the Source so beautifully calls our home position. Your home position, it's your true center. It's this place of deep stillness and silence that exists inside of you no matter how chaotic your thoughts are or how crazy your life gets. It's the eye of the storm, that unshakable point of pure consciousness that's always there for you. And when you start to operate from this place, your whole life just transforms. That chronic anxiety gets replaced by a feeling of absolute security. Your body actually feels light, and maybe for the first time in years, you can take a full, deep breath. Things just start to flow effortlessly from a place of clarity and joy, instead of from that constant struggle and effort the ego demands. You just become yourself. So look, if there is one thing to really take away from all this, it's this. This whole journey isn't about self-improvement, not in the way we usually think about it. This is a journey of return. It's about shedding all the layers, all the masks, all the noise that isn't you, just so you can reveal the powerful, clear, and peaceful core of who you have always been underneath it all. And so let's just end on this thought. What if the search for happiness and purpose isn't some grand adventure to find something that you've lost? What if it's just the quiet, joyful work of clearing the junk off the path back to the home that has been waiting inside you this whole time?